So can you?
Otto, the host. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You hear me? Okay. Host of Uwe Ball Raw, and I'm here with Matt Bradley Tschirgi, the author of various books and the Uwe Ball biography. And Matt, tell us what else what other books? You have that Eddie Murphy book.
Yeah, I got a book on the films of Eddie Murphy, one on Star Trek video games, and then I have one coming out on Doom video games and the first person
Yeah,
shooter
I just
series.
read
So
his Star Trek book, guys, and it was really good. If you like that kind of stuff, if you like sci-fi, I highly recommend going out and because it was like 15 bucks hardcover on Amazon not too long ago. It was a good deal. So if you go on Amazon, his books are not that expensive, guys. You should check it out. He has a great series of books on video game fandom. So definitely go on there. And we are going to review a movie today for you guys. We were reviewing Second Sight, starring what is it? Bronson Pinchot
yep, John Larroquette.
and John Larroquette. Yes. And I made you watch this film, so you were kind of dragged in, kicking and screaming to this. So what did you think? What was your first impressions of this film?
Yeah, this film was from 1989. It struck me a bit as kind of like a paranormal Ghostbusters sort of ripoff
Oh yeah,
in a way, and it was both better and worse than I was expecting. I mean, looking right here on IMDb at this poster. It has Bronson Pinchot, floating with lightning powers, saying he's in the detective biz with a psychic whiz. Is
well, there were actual scenes at the end of the film where it
yes,
felt like they were trying to rip off Ghostbusters for sure.
oh certainly, and there's a lot of different locations in here. I think when we were talking about it earlier, there's a lot of locations. I think it was okay. Bronson Pinchot, I think is good as the wacky psychic, but John Larroquette often seems just bored, like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
And
well, that also was part of his character, but yeah, you could tell that he really wasn't into it. And if didn't you say that this movie was made during a writer's strike?
yeah, it was made during a Writers Guild strike, and the writers of this movie have really impressive credits. You have, Tom Schulman was one of the main writers on Dead Poet Society. He also wrote What About Bob? And the other writer on there, Patricia Resnick, was a writer on 9 to 5 and things like that. So they have good credits.
So this is like one of those vanity projects where they kind of reach the pinnacle of their career, where they have
Yes.
too much power, too much say, too much whatever input into the film, and the end product ends up being this fucking mess. And what I think is interesting about this film, and I don't know if they shot it in order or not, but the second half of the film, the second, because they have one job that they're on, and then it suddenly ends, and then suddenly there's another job.
Yeah.
The thing with the they decide that the pope is going to be chosen from this priest. I don't know, that just sort of comes out of nowhere, and it feels like they kind of made it up as they went along.
Yeah, I don't know. And the length of this movie is only 83 minutes. So that's less than 90 minutes. Really, really short for this kind of a comedy. You take out the credits, it's, barely over an hour. And it's really, this concept doesn't feel like a movie. This feels more like the pilot to a not very good TV show.
Yeah, no, but they spent a lot of money on it. It's a Warner Brothers film. You can see all the special effects. I mean, it looks
Yeah,
for its day, it looks pretty good.
it
Uh,
does. And the director, Joel Zwick, did, a lot of television at the time. And this was his first feature. But
oh, was it?
yeah,
Did he do
ironic.
any features after this though?
Well, yeah, I mean, decades later, he did My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which was a huge hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you wouldn't
So the
think it.
director of Big Fat Greek Wedding is the director of Second Sight?
Yes, so that's a good piece of trivia, but that's something that really surprised me. But he did, just about every sitcom you could think of back in the
Oh
day.
my God, that's craziness, dude.
So it is. John Larroquette, he did this movie right before he did Night Court, which was his big TV show he was on for years. Bronson Pinchot had done Beverly Hills Cop by this time and some other
Well, there's a
movies.
part in the movie where they are watching TV and they scroll past Perfect Strangers.
Oh, right. Yes, sure. And that was his big show.
Yeah, you can't see him in the TV, but you hear them saying like Balky.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, the concept is okay, and Bronson Pinchot, it's just an excuse for him acting crazy the whole movie as this kind of
Oh yeah,
psychic
pure
guy.
improv for sure,
Pure, yeah, pure
100%.
pure improv. It's not always consistent with the character's doing. Looking on Wikipedia, there are some interviews with Bronson Pinchot where he talks about he talked to actual psychics to do research for this movie.
Oh, he
And
actually talked about this movie?
yeah, so I don't know why. It might have been one of those like Onion AV Club questionnaires or something, but he
I would
talked about
love to see what somebody should go up to him in 2025 and say, "Hey, I saw
yes.
Second Sight. What do you think?" And have them sign like one of the is it on Blu-ray? I think it was on Warner, like their
It was on DVD, so Warner Brothers
yeah,
had the archive collection.
the archives. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they still do it, but it's a great idea because it's print on demand and it's perfect for a movie like this where, if they print, I don't know, 10,000 DVDs of this, I don't know if you'd sell out, but if it's print on demand, people can get it when they want to. And given the cast, I think it's a bit, of a culty enough movie where the print on demand is a perfect solution for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
they should bring it back, but they're not because of Disney. So,
oh, sure, you're right. Oh no, wait, you said this is Warner Brothers, so that would be
oh no, Warner Brothers is not owned by Disney. Warner Brothers would be Netflix.
if that goes through, we'll see. But yeah, if we'll check again in a few years, see
That's
what gets
even worse.
approved.
Netflix is not going
It
to release
it might
fucking
no
discs.
no 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 Netflix, right? They have no. I think Stranger Things came out on DVD or Blu-ray or something, but other than that, they don't like to really. The Witcher maybe, but yeah. But anyway, that's a separate topic. But yeah, Second Sight. It the movie is just it needs to be I think a bit faster paced in the scene with the dialogues. It's trying to be like a madcap 1930s comedy, I think, with some of the banter between the three people that run the business. You have John Larroquette, you have this other guy who's kind of the accountant business dude um in there.
I could see that working if it was a little bit faster paced in like the vein of like Brain Donors or something. Have you seen that?
No, no, I haven't seen Brain
Brain
Donors.
Donors, produced by the Coen brothers, starring John Turturro.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I've seen the poster for it. That
It's
sounds
sort of like a
familiar.
Groucho Marx kind of like fast-paced madcap comedy. You should see it. It's good. It's
Right.
funny. Maybe we
Okay.
should review
Yeah,
that
yeah,
on
that could
this
be a
as
good one
well.
on this show. But yeah,
That's an example of this kind of film that's done in a faster pace that could work.
right. And I mean, thinking of scenes of this, it reminds me of Ghostbusters. There's, the kind of nonsense where they're cooking with the nun and stuff gets dumped all over her. Like that feels a bit
Was that Non? Is that what it was?
a nun,
Oh, the Nun. Okay,
the
I
nun,
was
the
going to say
character. Yeah,
when I
nun.
because they had ice cream
It
point
was ice cream. You're right. I wish it was
yeah.
not. If it was Indian food, that'd be
On
funny.
the
But
Nun. Yes.
on the
Okay.
nun, non on
Yeah.
the nun would be a good.
No, I thought Non. I was like, what? That
Yeah.
looks like ice cream.
Right. You have the ice cream on there, and it's so there is special effects of people floating around and stuff, but a lot of it's more, especially in the beginning, more benign, and
Well,
you're
what's with that fucking ending with them like hijacking a plane to save
uh,
him? Why wouldn't they just go in like a cab or something?
they're just trying to make it more exciting, but that Pope plot, you're right on the money there, Gary.
It
It
didn't make
it,
any
it
sense
doesn't
at
make any
all.
sense. It goes out of nowhere. It doesn't that it's so separated from the main case makes it feel very episodic, and it doesn't make the movie feel that cohesive. It's kind of them going from one job to another, which, while realistic in a movie, you kind of want. Like, think about Ghostbusters, right? Like, they do have different jobs they go about, but then you have the overarching main story of Zool and everything.
But
And
if they were going to do multiple jobs, they should have had the first, because in Ghostbusters, like their initial jobs were just like a small fraction of the film. And
right,
then as like there was the more important jobs that went on, and then finally the culmination, which this Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, it felt like, wow, the stakes are getting larger and larger, build up. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
This
it's building to something bigger. This one, it's so
it felt like the
random,
first job was this big, huge, and
right?
then the job that was interesting or supposed to be interesting, which I didn't think was interesting because it was all
No,
like ad lib, was like this big of the film. The part with the priest and the pope or whatever that should have been a much larger part of the film and developed much better.
could have been developed, introduced more at the beginning. I mean, I am curious to see if the original screenplay for this is available because I'm willing to bet there was more interesting things on the page than what we ended up getting. Um, the anytime there's a writer strike when they're shooting a movie or TV show, it's not a good thing because they usually have writers do punch up on set, and once they see how things are going with the actors, they can kind of tailor it to them. But if
Yeah,
there's a
when there's a
writer's,
strike, they can't
yeah,
touch it. They
they
can't
can't touch
fucking
it.
touch a fucking word.
And I mean, there's what in that. I mean, there's a few things, but I think of, that big strike, and I think it was 2009, like that James Bond film, Quantum of Solace, was during a writer's strike, so they were trying to ask the actors to come up with dialogue, which they're not supposed to be doing, and that's not what they're trained to do. They don't have the just because you can act doesn't mean you can write.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot of this movie feels too loose for its own good. This movie was a flop. It did not do
Yeah. How
well.
how much money did it make? How much did it cost? How much did it make? Do you know?
Yeah, let me pull that up on Box Office Mojo here. 19.
Because I remember it did come out in the theater. I was living in New York City. It was probably out for about 1 week, and then they pulled it. And for back then, for a week, a movie to be that was when movies played for a long period of time. For it
You're
to be
right.
pulled after 1 week, that means it was a big bomb
And I'm
for a
looking
Warner Brothers film.
here. I have I'm not seeing a budget for this, but it's showing worldwide it only made $5 million, which is pretty bad. Its opening weekend in the U in the domestic, which means US and Canada, was 2 million, and it closed at I don't think it was out for more than, yeah, it
It
looks like
sounds like it didn't play outside the US.
not much. I mean, it only played for 2 weeks in US theaters to give you an idea, and it opened on November 3rd, 1989, number 5 in the box office. Um, so that is one of those things where it's
I
just
wonder
not.
what it was competing against.
Let's see if I can find that. I can, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I mean, so the only new movies that weekend was Look Who's Talking was number 1. N number 2 was The Bear. I saw that in theaters. That's a French movie that's like a family film about a little girl is in the wilderness with a giant bear. Number 3
Okay.
is Shocker. That's a Wes Craven.
Okay.
4 is Woody Allen, Crimes and Misdemeanors. N number 5 is Second Sight. Number 6 was Phantom of the Opera. I think is that
Robert
the
Englund.
Robert Englund one? Yes, right. I didn't know that was even in theaters. Wow. And then below it, number 7, Next of Kin. I don't know what that is. Number
With
eight,
Patrick Swayze.
is it? Okay, number 8, Sea of Love.
That's
Number
with
nine,
Al
Al
Pacino.
Pacino. Number 9, Gross Anatomy. That was a Disney film. Looked like number
That's with
10.
Robin Williams, right?
Maybe number 10 was Fabulous Baker Boys, which that one I've seen a long, long time ago.
Fabulous Baker Boys with one of the
With
the
with
bridges.
I think maybe there was a few bridges in that one, but
Yeah.
so I mean that's the kind of thing that was competing against. It's dumped in November. Early November isn't a great time to
In a Christmas time, yeah.
kind of around the holidays, yeah, around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. So not a great time to release a movie. This got kind of dumped. And it looks like it was in 815 theaters, so that's for the time that's okay. That's not huge, but you didn't have stuff playing opening at 3,000 theaters back then like
Yeah,
now, or even much
that's
more than
true.
that. So yeah, that had opened at number 5 is okay, but it's not great, and they didn't
So
do
if
it.
you had to put Second Sight in your top or bottom 100,
Yeah.
where would it go?
If it's either in the top or bottom 100, I guess I'd put it in the bottom 100, but maybe like in the 70s. I don't think it's one of the worst, I don't think it's one of the worst things I've ever seen, but it's just more than anything else, it's disappointing.
So
I
would it go in the bottom 100 or would it be out of the bottom 100?
Oh,
Would
I
it
see I
not?
see what you're asking. I would say it's not in the bottom 100, but maybe it's close in some respects. I think that it's just not it has an ambitious premise, and then it does not that much interesting with it, which I think is the most disappointing thing.
Yeah, when I initially saw this film when I was younger, I was bored as fuck by it. And this time,
Sure.
as an adult, when I saw it, I was able to pay more attention to it. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm sober or what the fuck, what it
Yeah, that could
is,
be something.
but it really, I was able to take more in of the film. It didn't seem as bad as it was, so I'll give it a little bit of credit. Um, but still, the film is kind of like a letdown. It is a missed opportunity. I like John Larroquette. I think he's funny. Bronson Pinchot, yeah, he's funny. Take him or leave him. He can be a little obnoxious sometimes. I like the dry humor of John Larroquette. I think that could have worked. It could have been a great odd couple, but they didn't really like. His dryness was too dry, and
Hmm.
the other side was too wacky. You know what I mean? It should have been more even
Could
between
have
the
been
two
more
of them
even.
there.
They could have done something where maybe they swapped bodies. That could have been
Yeah,
funny
they
if
could
at
have
some
done
point.
that would have been exciting towards the end of the movie. He could have
Sure.
found himself in a fish out of water situation.
And you could have seen Bronson Pinchot be a bit more serious. That might have been a better ending or something. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the movie
and
is
he would
just
have to figure out how to
right.
fucking figure out the ending with his new psychic powers or something, you know?
Sure. So, I mean, you can find this movie to rent on different streaming services, and that it got a DVD release at all,
It's
albeit print on
actually
demand is something,
it's on YouTube for free.
right? So that I think that's the ideal way to watch this one. But yeah, there's worse movies you can see, and if you want to see an example of like what's a middle of the road kind of late 80s science fiction comedy, like you could do worse than Second Sight. I think it's the kind of movie that would play like on USA or Comedy Central or HBO
Yeah.
maybe late at night back in the day.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I mean, there's scenes in the film where there's music playing that on the free YouTube version, they kind of muted the music so it wouldn't take the video down. But as if you're totally good with not hearing Tina Turner or whatever the fuck they muted, then I
Sure.
think you're good. I think the movie is there. It's not a great film, but if you're bored and it's going to be New Year's, guys, it's New Year's Day. Hopefully, we can get this up today. Um, it is it's well, how many stars would you give it out of five? I'll rate it two, but you first.
I'll say one and a half.
One and a half. I'm gonna go back down to one. I'm gonna still keep it at one.
Okay.
It has potential,
Yep.
but it is still a pretty bad film. It's the cinematography is good. I actually like some of the special effects in it, and I think it looks very like 80s,
Hmm.
like with the way that they had all of the electricity wrapped around people. You know what I mean? It
Yes,
looked
yeah,
like
what you're
something from
doing.
an 80s pizza parlor or something.
I could see that, sure. And you have, with the electricity effects, people had to animate those by hand, so it has a certain look to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's got a little bit of charm to it. I won't
right.
give it a negative rating or anything like that, which I have yet to give a negative rating to any films this year, which is a wonderful thing. I'm sure that it will come. Uh, I think I'm trying to think of the last movie I gave a negative rating to. It was that Matthew McConaughey film with the chick from Les Miserables. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I can picture it. I can't think of what it's called, but
I can't think
sure.
of what it's called either, but that was pretty bad.
Yes, that was great.
But anyway, yeah, I'm getting off topic here, guys. We're gonna have Matt on the show for a couple reviews here, and maybe he can be on here for more often, and we'll review more movies moving forward. What movie would you be interested in reviewing if you came back, Matt?
If I came back, I think it would be good to look at um,
Give us
y-
like a selection of like three
a
films.
selection. So three. Okay, so one would be, I would say the '90s Double Dragon movie.
You
It's
wanted the Double Dragon. I remember
I
that
mentioned that before with Mark Dacascos. Just because it's such a bizarre cast and a weird way to do that game, this movie.
with
I
the
would
Bobo. Yes,
with the yes with the Bobo and they make him eat spinach or something. It's been a while. I would say that one. I would say you could do uh Piranha 2.
Piranha. Okay.
Yeah, that second one was directed by James Cameron, although he got fired a few weeks into it, but that one's sort of bizarre, sleazy watch. And for the third, you're putting me on the spot here. There's one that is not a great film that is let's just say Congo.
What's it called?
Congo?
Oh, Congo.
Yeah.
I like
I sort of
I
like it
like
too, but I think it's one people kind of overlook when all the Michael Crichton stuff came out. So maybe Congo or like Disclosure could be another one.
Oh yeah, isn't there like a Disclosure sequel coming out by Steven Spielberg?
I don't think, oh, that's something different.
Get
That's
it?
Disclosure
Disclosure
Day.
Day.
Yes, yes,
Sorry.
yes.
Like
The Alien film. But yeah, so maybe
that's
Disclosure
a
would be
bad
good.
joke, I know.
Yep. So
But
those are my choices.
if
But
I
thank
if I
you.
had to
Yeah,
pick movies that we reviewed, Guy, I would say for the new year, I would be on board with reviewing all sorts of like Gremlins ripoff films.
sure. Yeah, Ghoulies, all the Ghoulies go to college, all those things.
There's a lot of weird Italian films also that kind of ripped off Gremlins, like weird, lesser known that have
Yes,
puppetry in them that
that's
we could
true.
watch
Yep.
if we can get copies of them. But I'm very excited to go into the new year with that because I hear the rumor on the street is that they finally have greenlit Gremlins over at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they've been working on that for a while. The HBO Max had the but Secrets of the Mogwai animated series, and I guess that did well enough to help
It's
get Gremlins
It's
off the
because they
ground.
threw out the old script that was violent and they're rewriting it. Like it was supposed to be a more violent script that was akin to the original, but now that
Hmm.
Disney has bought it, I bet you $20 they're like, fuck no. Because I read that some two new writers are rewriting it. Yeah, they have Chris Columbus
They've been
directing.
trying to do a Gremlins 3 since the 90s. They were trying to do it with Rob Lowe in it as one of the characters. It would have, I mean, one of the concepts for Gremlins 3 would have been about they realized the source of all the gremlins is Gizmo, so they make the choice to murder Gizmo was one of the storylines they were considering. But I don't think that's what we'll see. I really like that
No,
idea, but I don't
you do
think.
not murder Gizmo.
But I think
It's just
whatever
not
we do,
okay.
however the Gremlins reboot or Gremlins 3, whatever it ends up being, I hope they have some puppets in it and it's not all computers. But we'll just
Well,
have to see.
supposedly they are bringing back the
Is
puppetry.
it
That's what
okay?
they've been saying,
Nice.
but I'll
We'll see.
believe it when I see it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, good.
Well, guys, look, we had a great time here with Matt. It was a wonderful chat about moviedom and a review down movie lane here with Second Sight. We're going to see him again. Happy New Year. And I don't know. What do you want to say, Matt? Happy New Year?
Happy New Year. Very good. Yep.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.